$100 billion fucking dollars. Are you fucking? I can't even conceive how much money how many fucking pennies is that? 100? Jesus. There are children that cannot eat lunch at school every day, but oh, thank God we have fucking Predator missiles, right? I don't want to pay for it. I have to go to work 5 days a week, 8 hours. I have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn, work my ass off so that some jackass get a new reticle on his fucking intervention. Are you fucking to shoot kids? Are you fucking kidding? Imagine you're going to work, a job you hate, slaving your fucking ass off, and then you clock out and old buddy Joe walks up to you. Hey man, you just bombed a hospital. Congratulations. Fuck you! We have Americans that don't have health care. I have to start paying my fucking college loans back because this asshole couldn't keep his fucking promise. Inflation is through the goddamn roof. Gotta pay $3,000 a month to live in a fucking broom closet. But good old Father Time over here can pull 100 billion schmeckles out of his fucking ass crack whenever he needs to.
As you can see, people are mad. $100 billion. Let's just look up how much money has been sent over to other countries.
Unprecedented, estimated $105 billion in security funding for Israel and Ukraine. $60 billion is said to be slated for the fight against Russia.
This is my video to show proof that America is under a spell. Because certain things that y'all should not be okay with, y'all are okay with. And that means that you are programmed by something outside of yourself. Let's get into the video.
President Biden's cheat sheet. He literally tipped his hand, showing a card with step-by-step instructions. You enter the Roosevelt room and say hello. You take your seat. You give brief comments. You thank participants. You depart. The detailed instructions were written for Biden for a meeting with wind industry executives. He accidentally exposed it when he flipped it over to look at notes on the back of the...
And this is a man who is writing these $100 billion bills that he's trying to send over to other countries. The amount of money that has been sent on the outside of this country when there's problems going on the inside of this country. Do y'all see? I just need to show y'all a little bit more. How is this man still in office? How has nothing been done about this? This is just crazy.
So Joe Biden just left Israel. He was there for 7 hours, and the trip was another calamity. I don't even need to show you the footage because this is basically it from start to finish. He seemed disoriented, confused. He was being physically led around by assistants and the Secretary of State the entire time.
This man is physically being led around and having cards to tell him what to do. But this is the person who's taking all of our tax money. Is it registering with anybody? Is it? Please tell me. Now, I want to play this part because I want to exaggerate the amount of staged situations that has been playing in our country. We're literally in a movie. Now listen to this.
The candidate that we backed in the last election won, but turned out to be too dumb to manipulate.
Did you peep the falling down the stairs situation? The red stairs, too. The clip said too dumb to control.
A vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now. You got the vaccination? Yeah. Are you okay? I mean, you seem, no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when.
How did this man beat 13 other Democrats for presidency? And y'all keep saying that he looks totally different. Notice how he entered late into the elections. Watch this.
Thanks to my sick new invention, the deep state will finally have a president we can control.
They can't control Donald Trump's mouth. The whole situation with his arrest doesn't even make sense. Y'all already know what's been going on with just renting. Not even like the housing situation. Just rent. 406 square feet is $2,200. Please tell me that they are not trying to put people under a spell. Not to mention that you know that all of these presidents are all related.
On the School Watch tonight, the story of a 7th grader from Salinas who claims to have made a major discovery about President Obama. She and her grandfather say that President Obama is related to all but one U.S. president.
All but one.
I just really want to exaggerate that fact. And then you know what's crazy? The stuff that they have been approving to go inside of our food that is banned in other countries. That like people, I'm seeing it on my timeline and I'm seeing it. They're even putting it in the news.
Of stories that we are doing this week on how U.S. food regulations have left American consumers exposed to chemicals and additives that have been banned in other countries.
I didn't say it. She did. Do you see what I'm talking about? They have been feeding us poison. Frosted Flakes is banned in China. Oh my God. And I'm trying to tell you, this inflation, this frustration, and this gap between rich and just being flat out broke, it was planned. It's a reason why they got everybody in this mental crisis, this financial crisis. The most major thing that he did when he got into presidency, and you know, when he got into presidency, you know what I mean. The people who are controlling him, that vice president, the people, as a matter of fact, let me show you something real quick. This man cannot be by himself. Look at all of their eyes. Look at so many people who are so worried about what he's going to say. Do you see what I'm talking about? When he got into presidency, that means other people are controlling the country. Let me show you how he made the prices of gas go up.
There was a pipeline running from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico. Biden cut that off. What does that mean? I was selling oil in those days for $30 a barrel, went to $130 a barrel. That's dollars. I knew exactly what Biden was doing. He was going to destroy the middle class. So there'd be two classes of people, rich and everybody else poor. So Biden is one of these guys here. And this man here is a capitalist. It's very bad in America, but I don't tell you that.
I'm really just trying to figure out like how people are okay with knowing that certain things like this are happening.
Our money goes to war while they got free healthcare and education.
I wanted to add on to what she was saying here because she's absolutely right. Israel's government does provide its citizens with healthcare and reduced cost higher education. But believe it or not, that's not something that we pay for. As I found out, Israel actually pays for their healthcare the same way that France and England pays for theirs. They tax their citizens and just give it to everybody. But that actually got me wondering, if we don't pay for their healthcare or their higher education, where exactly does our tax money go? The answer really shouldn't surprise you at all. Because in 2022, of the $3.3 billion we sent that country in aid, 99.7% of that money went right to the Israeli military. Do keep in mind, we've been giving this country money for the better part of about 70 years now. And since the year 2000, 86% of every dollar we've given them has been given right into the Israeli armed forces. So just so we can recap on this, the country that provides its citizens health care and medicine as a fundamental right, and provides its citizens with reduced costs for higher education, receives billions of dollars every single year from a government that doesn't provide its citizens with health care, that not only doesn't provide them with any sort of discounted higher education, but allows debt collectors to garnish your wages without even needing to take you to court.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Free healthcare and education, and we're giving this country, oh my God, okay. So I really want to put this section of a video that I recorded a while ago talking about how we are labeled as colors. We are colors. We are numbers in this system, and nobody thinks that's a problem. Nobody thinks that's the issue. And even classified Native Americans were referred to as colored. But they got that changed real quick. A lot of people getting mad, sitting around seeing all of these other nations getting their reparation. We as Black or African American people are not respected by the law.
Because you're operating under a coded system. A United States 14th Amendment citizen is a corporate citizen that is owned by the United States government.
Why is it that certain people are called by their nationalities, like Japanese, Russians, Germans, Nigerians? Lupita even said, I wasn't aware that I belonged to a race called Black until I came to America. They only do this here. That's why they can say stuff like this.
Don't come out here again. In fact, don't ever come on to Indian collective property unannounced again.
In law, color means fake, artificial, does not exist. So why are we identifying with something that does not have legal status? Why are they still legally calling us Black when it does not mean anything because that is a color? And this term, African American, who does that apply to?
African American. And this is what they name you. Because I know a white guy who grew up in South Africa. And he now lives in America. He is an African American and more.
I want to talk about being African American legally. There are Europeans in this country that are legally labeled African American. We are legally labeled African American also. If you've ever watched The Old Guard or Snow White and the Huntsman, this character, her name is Charlize Theron. She was born in South Africa, so when she comes here, she is labeled South African American actress. But people like to say to be African American, you have to be a descendant from a slave. Not according to the law. An African American is a Black American of African descent. Let's look up what descent means. Background of a person in terms of family or nationality. Elon Musk was born in South Africa. Legally, he is referred to as a African American, plus his Canadian citizenship. I really just wanted y'all to see that and understand that we are colors and numbers, and we are not looked at as people. We already know that America is a corporation, and I'm really just trying to figure out, there are people on this planet who are literally not paying taxes because they figured out the spell that we are under. They figured out that what type of mindset, what type of ideology do you have to raise the prices of living and don't raise the price of people getting paid? Do you see the amount of energy they're trying to harvest? Like, I really feel like a black sheep inside of I don't know. I'm just trying to really understand why people are so comfortable. I'm gonna play some more of this just so y'all can get some education going. Just like your job is a corporation, you get an employee ID number to recognize you. The United States is a corporation, and you will get your employee ID number. There are two forms of the United States, and they label us differently as a people. They got all of these play on words like public policy, public law, commercial law, common law. Do you honestly think that they don't have a play on words with these labels that they are giving us? I be wondering how there are people who don't even have to pay taxes. Many think that income taxes and some laws do not affect people, that they are outside of the control and the jurisdiction of the United States corporation. But we are caught by color because these words are statuses. White is a status, not a complexion. Black is a status, not a complexion. This is all just a colored caste system. Colors are not identities. Black is not a geographical landmass. You can't say that we're not called black, we're called African American. 1986, Congress passed a public law for Black History Month. You have black entertainment television. You have governmental officials and robotic presidents who are calling us black.
But if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Now I know from us, we like to take the power back from things that try to oppress us, like creating the Black Panther Party, which was much needed. Just like the N-word was taken as an offensive and abusive term, which our people now use, even though it does mean slave. We say it to each other like it's regular. So the food is being poisoned. We got robotic presidents. They're raising the price of living. Then people are not getting paid enough to eat, being paid enough to survive. But on a serious note, I really do appreciate y'all for watching.